It's good. Doing well today, I hope. Yesterday I was doing pretty awful, but today we're doing alright. I got nothing done yesterday. It was really bad. Accomplished a whole lot of nothing. It happens though. Shit happens. Happened yesterday? Well, it wasn't just yesterday. The night before, so I live in New Jersey, which is on the east coast of the US, and there was like record-breaking rainfall here. So a bunch of stuff on our street flooded, including my garage, and basically my family and I were sat in the like right outside the door to our garage, just sucking up water with a vacuum, emptying it into a drain, sucking up water for like 4 hours. So that was a good time. And then I went to sleep, and since everyone was all flustered and moving stuff around to try to clear stuff out of the bottom of my house so it wouldn't get like demolished if it was flooded, no one was worrying about our cats, so no one fed them. And my cat, when she doesn't get fed, gets super antsy, and so I ended up going to sleep like super late, which is, I guess, the norm really for me. I went to bed super late on the night before last, I guess it would be now, and my cat woke me up at like 9 a.m. and I was like, ugh, and she just kept keeping me up for the next like 4 hours when I just wanted to sleep.
Redemption 2?
It was really bad. So I got no sleep and I was feeling shitty all day, and so I didn't stream yesterday because I felt like shit because my damn cat woke me up. Will I ever play Red Dead Redemption 2? Maybe. You know, it's a game I do actually want to play because I've not played it. So maybe. I'll definitely think about it. I kind of cut the streams where I play other games, kind of, just because it takes a lot of my time. But, I think it's mostly because I don't really get to enjoy those games to the fullest. Which can be kind of a shame sometimes when worrying about Twitch chat and all that. But we'll see. Did I hear the World Over Heaven got a nerf? That was a long time ago, my man. Yeah, the World Over Heaven kind of got gutted. I was actually going to make a video on it. It's hard to make videos on so many, like, with my limited uploads. Recently, it's kind of funny because I've had a whole lot of videos that I want to make, but not enough uploads in the week to put them all out because of the whole second channel thing and trying to split my videos and trying to gain an audience elsewhere so I'm not stuck here. So it's been really funny because I wanted to, and I also don't want to, because there was some guy in one of my comments that I took to heart that was like, Eclipse, stop complaining about things and make videos that are fun again. Because the last like 6 videos, I did were all just me complaining about shit. And so they're like, please stop complaining and make something fun. I released one of those today, but it's like, I've got that stuff, but there's so much I want to talk about, whether it's YBA or AUT or all of that. And so I want to make all these videos, but I don't have enough time to release them all. And then I've got the tournament highlights, which I still haven't even posted last week, so I don't know where to put it. But I'm worried about posting stuff. I always worry about posting stuff too often, because then I just don't have a backup if I have to do something or I can't record or that kind of stuff. It's so complicated. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the World Over Heaven. Cliff Notes version, I don't even think it got over nerfed. I just feel like the skill points aren't like, what would I say? It's not equal to the power you get, and it's kind of obnoxious that you have to spend like an absurd amount of skill points on the World Over Heaven, and yet it's like it just doesn't match up anymore. If that makes sense. So I think that makes sense, but that's coming at some point, maybe. I did one on GER, and that hasn't come out yet, but it's been done for a while. I talked about GER again. And then of course there's all the AUT PvP stuff I want to talk about, because I did end up playing a little bit of that, and holy shit, that is a complete disaster. AUT PvP is a fucking mess, dude. I don't know how many of you guys have played the 1v1s on AUT, but there's literally a map in the game. Like, there's 2 maps you can play, and one of them just randomly teleports you to, like, a random spot on the map. And so you'll be, like, mid-combo, beating up some guy, and then he'll just TP out of your combo and be gone. What the fuck? Laughs in X-Kara? Yeah, that too. The guy fucking makes it so you can't use anything over and over again and does 100-something damage in one move that has, like, no cooldown. Fun stuff. So yeah, I have no idea. It almost feels like maps like that should just be pulled immediately, since they literally break the game. Like, certain characters really rely on getting, like, combos, and they can't. Because the people just whoop and they're gone. That, and I think getting stuck in the ground is a serious problem. There's a bunch of moves that just stick you in the ground and then you can't move. And then the enemy can just do whatever they want because you're defenseless. Sans has like 2 moves that stick you in the ground. Killer Queen has a move that gets you stuck in the ground. Nocturnus has a move that gets you stuck in the ground. There's so many moves that you just get stuck. Anyways, I think I've talked on about random bullshit long enough, so we should probably actually get the tournament started, which is the whole point of the stream. I'm turning the tournament stream into Eclipse Complains stream, and I think I already do enough of that in my videos. Anyways, yeah, AUT is a complete disaster. I'll probably talk about it a lot in between tournament games, because I've got a lot to say on that. But anyways, so tournament today, no rules. Well, no rules. No theme. Obviously there are rules, just like there always is. And if you've been here before, you can tone out because I'm not gonna say anything new. Tournament rules you can find in my Discord. Just in case you can't read or are brain dead, I'll read them off for you. So, first of all, in tournament info, most of this stuff isn't really that important. It's just how to join the tournament, and you can read that yourself. But one of the things that is important is that tournament matches are all 2-stock double elimination. What this means is that if you die, you come back, and you die again, you've lost the match, but you're not out of the tournament. You get put into loser's bracket, and you still have a chance to come back. So if you lose a game, don't quit, because you're not out yet. If you lose 2 games, then you're out. Anyways, so if you lose, don't leave, because you're not out, and you're wasting all of our time, and we have to do tournament buys, and that's annoying. As for rules itself, don't stray too far from where you're playing. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I'll show you where you'll be playing in a minute. All stands and abilities are allowed. This one still reigns true. And you can switch stands, but only between your matches, not between stocks. So if you die and try to switch stands, you can't do that. But if you lose a game or you win a game and you want to switch before the next one, feel free. Interrupting an ongoing game will automatically disqualify you. So if someone's playing and you run over and you punch them, then you'll get DQ'd. And if you attack me while I'm spectating, you'll also get DQ'd, because that's obnoxious. And as I already said, theme-specific rules, there are none today, because I did that last week and tormented you all with my XD Funny Lamau shitty tournament. With that, I should probably show you all the play areas. Pretty simple stuff. One of them is in the middle, which is where I'm usually recording and streaming the matches. The other one, another one, is by the tunnel to the train station, so right outside it over there. Next is in the corner. There's a bow salesman in that back right-hand corner. Back left-hand corner with the Trish NPC is also one. And then finally, the bridge to the castle, like right before the bridge on the street, is also an area. Why these areas are where they are is to try to keep you out of range of time-related abilities and NPCs. So like if someone time stops over here, it won't affect people over there, and vice versa. Now that I'm done with all of that, I'm going to open up the tournament joins chat. Put whatever you want in there, and I'll pick 14 people. We'll make a bracket, and we'll get things started. I always, like, forget how to do this. It's so simple, too. It's almost funny. Alright, it's open. Me fumbling around with the Discord menus. I feel like an idiot. Alright, I'm gonna shut it now. Should be shut, I think. I hope. If it's not, we're in trouble. Oh, it's not. Doesn't like me. There we go. Now it is. Just for the record, if you've gotten yourself muted, I'm not gonna add you. So, I don't know why muted can even talk in there. I need to change that. I'll fix that next time. If I remember. Which I probably won't, because I'm dumb. Also, if I blocked you, I can't see your message, so you're also wasting your time in that respect. I believe there was also supposed to be a slow mode on the thing, but I think whenever I clone the channel, it doesn't carry over, which is kind of annoying. Oh no, there is a slow mode. Okay. I don't know how people are seemingly able to type multiple messages then. It's strange. Oh well. It's whatever. It's whatever. Man, lots of you morons got yourself muted, huh? Impressive stuff, honestly. It's almost like more people in here are muted than not. Go there. 2 more. All right, we're good. Oh, they were muted because they were spamming their messages in here without cooldown. How are they able to do that? Potato, because they're supposed to, I'm like 99% sure that I have a slow mode on. Does it just not apply? Doesn't like me? It's supposed to be on a 10-minute slow mode. I have no idea how they're able to spam the joins, or spam the chat. There wasn't a slow mode? I think it resets every time I clone the channel. I'm pretty sure that's why. Anyways, regardless, if you have the tournament roll, you should be able to see it. See all the tournament channels. Make sure if you are in the tournament that you take a look at everything, including the match results report channel, which is pretty great because it tells me who won what and it makes everything run smoother. Also, you can see tournament chat, all that kind of cool, fun stuff. And also the tournament code, so you can actually join the server. Cool stuff. There's an arrow up here. I can't pick it up. My arrows are full.
Best part of AUT is losing in a one-sided fight because you're using a cannon JoJo stand.
Yeah, that's a pretty massive problem. Cough cough Goku, who's just absurdly overpowered and is basically a better version of the MUI spec, mod spec in this game, except for everyone can get it. Whoever thought it was a good idea to make it so that there's a spec that makes you immune to damage and take no stun with 2 different modes that you can cycle between. Yeah, good call. Good call, AUT devs. Well done on that one. Well done on that one. How did that happen? What the fuck were they thinking? That shit's so broken. Whatever. Whatever. It's like, it reminds me of YBA Awakenings, where like the optimal strat is to just run the other direction, except for on steroids, because even if you wanted to fight them, you can't. What? Crazy stuff. Absolutely nuts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's not very many compared to the 14 that should be in here, is it? Thanks for the $1, Sega, I appreciate it.
Why using 2? A stand above all stand. Does like 70 damga in TS.
Yeah, I mean, World Over Heaven seemed pretty good from what I saw, but nothing close to any of the absurdly overpowered other things that are in the game.
Probably pin a new MSG to say that joins are closed.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Or, alternatively,
Yo, I got muted for
just figure
spamming
that
in
out.
the join channel place.
Well, that's a shame. Well, we're at 10, and you know what? I can't be bothered to try to get the other 4 people in here. So we're gonna start with that many and forget about it. So be it. I'll work with what I got.
Stands that can heal back 30, 40ths, and 50. Most moves from custom stands do 50 to 60 in one move.
Yeah, it's fair.
What's your opinion on AUT so far? I've been having a lot of fun with it and grinding for stands.
A complete fucking disaster. AUT is a mess right now. They're in desperate need of fixing a lot of problems. Like, a lot of them. Alright, I think that's everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Got one more. Yep. I think there's like a laundry list of problems with AUT right now. I could talk about that stuff while I'm setting up the bracket and it's taking forever. There's bugs everywhere. The fact that some of the bugs managed to get through whatever testing they did is nothing short of mind-blowing. Stuff like bugs where you use an item to get a stand and you just don't get the stand. Like, that would literally take them 4 seconds to test. Equip stand, spawn an item, use item, does it work? Didn't. Obviously they didn't because it didn't work. So, stuff like that. I think that the thing that really irks me about the whole AUT situation is just the sheer amount of people that are, like, apologists for the game. Because while I do appreciate the hard work that they're doing to try to fix the game, the fact that they released it broken in the first place is the problem.
But now there is a 1v1 mode, so you never know.
You can't release a game this broken and then expect it to just be, like, excused. We don't do that for AAA games, and I wouldn't do that here either. I don't change my standards because it's a Roblox game. If a AAA game like EA likes to release broken games, and when they release broken games, then you call them out on it. And AUT released a broken shit game, and they should be called on it. Like, it shouldn't just be swept under the rug because it's a new game and it just came out. Like, oh, it should be expected that there should be some bugs. Yeah, there's gonna be some bugs, but the amount of bugs that were on AUT in release and still are present is nothing short of unbelievable. That's just the way I feel about it. Like, there's a shit ton of people in comments and stuff that are like, yeah, that's fine, the game should have bugs, it just came out. What kind of mentality is that? Do you want your games to release broken? That doesn't make any sense.
They fixed the item bug a day after video.
Yeah, that item bug shouldn't exist to begin with. You literally, you test it with one button. You hit one button and you've tested it, and they didn't do that. What? How can you excuse that? One button. Whatever. Whatever. Maybe it worked and they did test it and then they released the game and it suddenly broke. I don't know. But from what I see, they've got one button and it doesn't and they didn't test it and it doesn't work. All right. I've got the matches here so we can actually get things started rather than me complaining about how broke shit AUT is. Okay, starting things off. Very cool and Batman, you guys are going to be over by the train station tunnel. Moonlord and Druster, you guys head to the Bow Salesman. Hurricane and Porbisa, you guys, I guess, go in the middle, and then everyone else is on standby for right now until those other games finish. Actually, no. McNoodle and Witch, you guys go to the, what do you call it? The tunnel, or not the tunnel, the bridge to the castle. That's the one. What are we working with here? Hurricane. Got it. Oh.
By the way, we all love you, Eclipse.
Do you now? Sometimes I wonder about that, with how many people suggest me to use broke nonsense. What? I hit... Okay. Pilot wasn't working with me. Anyways, the world over heaven. We'll see if any of those fat nerfs come into play here in this match. The world over heaven versus King Crimson, whether it's Requiem or not, the world may never know because there's no way to tell until they've used a move. Good game design on that one. Thank you, Stan Skins. Good going, Uzu. Keep up the good work, my guy. I'm just in a nitpicking mood today, aren't I? I feel like that's most days, though, if we're being honest. I've always got something to complain about. My whole channel was made off of complaining about stuff. Alright, so we're going to start things. Still don't know what stand that is. Went for a heavy punch right off the bat. We are going to see a time erase. Maybe a questionable use of time erase because it is going to mean that Hurricane can use his time stop, basically uncontested. I mean, in theory, oh, okay, block break. All right, it's normal King Crimson, so we have the potential of seeing the Impale Cheese. I think an interesting thing to note about King Crimson versus the World Over Heaven is everyone always says that you need to use time erase in order to avoid the time stop, but that's not necessarily true. Obviously, we're not seeing it exactly work out in Porbisa's favor right now. But the unfortunate the fortunate reality is that if you're really good with the King Crimson or really any of the time skip stands, is you can time skip up as soon as the time stop is going off. And considering the fact that assuming that the time stop stand is not using some sort of confirm, whether it be Jawbreak or Heaven Ascended Smite, any of those other moves, assuming they're not confirming it into time stop, you still have a chance to avoid it using, oh, that was a great dodge on that Heaven Ascended Smite with the Impale there. It doesn't look like he's quite going to get the combo. But regardless, if you're good enough, you can just time skip up, and it really opens up your ability to fight against these time stop stands, because time erase is a pretty good tool in your moveset when it comes to using King Crimson, and so having it just completely off the table when fighting TS stands can be pretty bad. Barrage first, kind of a weird option coming out for Porbisa, and that's actually going to wrap up his first stock. I don't know what the game plan there was, but so far it's not been looking too good for him as we've been playing. Coming back quick though, I'm not sure how much damage Hurricane took there, but right now it's looking heavily in his favor. Hurricane probably, yep, I was about to say Hurricane about to have a time stop. That time stop maybe should have been canceled there, but game decided no. Looks like Porbisa was able to dodge it though with the time erase. Oh, good punish there, but oh, no, parry coming out, and that's gonna be, oh, reality overwrite being landed is going to be really bad for Porbisa. That's a lot of damage taken. Does try to throw knives, those still don't work. Good one on that Uzu. Still complaining. Throws out that heavy punch, not working. Heavy punches, I tend to have a good tendency of staying away from those just because they're such an easy parry. Case in point right there. But you know what? Heavy punches can get the job done at times if you try to catch your opponent slipping. But in all honesty, I just try to stay away from them. I think we just saw a good block there. Oh, what option was that? Time erase is going to pop here. We'll see if Porbisa is able to get anything off of it. No, just opted to try to get some distance, get the pose in there. Does catch with the impale. Should be interesting to see if they can get anything. I think they've missed all the impale stuff so far, but oh no, didn't get it. Hurricane is able to take his stand out there. Not going to be working out. Another smite. Those smites so far haven't been working too great, but you also have to consider that, ooh, that time stop's not going to be good. Doesn't have time erase, doesn't have time skip, can't really avoid it, and honestly might wrap it up. Is he dead? Yep, there it is. Hurricane's going to take it over Porbisa 2-0. Those kinds of matches can be kind of rough. I was saying about the Heaven Ascended Smite because it's so heavily telegraphed with the Heaven Ascended Smite that you really can just really easily avoid it if you're using the Epitaph properly. It's got a lot of startup. Let's see if any other games are done. No one's put anything match results report, so well, put it in match results report then, my guy. I have a channel for that for a reason. Clips, how did you manage to get 5 wins in a row with only boxing? I played against bad players. I played against bad players is why. I rolled the dice on my what do you call it? I rolled the dice when going to matchmaking, and I won my coin flips. That's all. Alright, looks like we're doing good so far. Doing A-okay. Alright. Let's have Mr. Potato and Batman in the middle. Recab and Hurricane over at the tunnel to the train station.
He rolled the dice and won the coin flips.
And Druster and Porbisa in the Trish corner, I suppose, would work. Alright. Recab and Mr. Potato. So it's supposed to be what? Mr. Potato and Batman in the middle here, right? Druster? Nobody, right? Oh, wait, Porbisa. You're supposed to be fighting in the corner with Trish. I don't know where Batman went, but he's supposed to be over here. Is he up here? No. I hope he didn't quit. That'd be a problem. Nope, still here. Always got people going MIA in the tournament. Every time. There's always one. Always at least one. Hey look, boxing gloves. Yoink. Did he appear? Is that him? Yep, alright, found him. Dope. Batman with Silver Chariot Requiem. That's always a fun matchup. Oh, well, that's one way to start the game. Looks like he's kind of getting his comeuppance here though, because the Conqueror as well not exactly working super well, and looks like is going to tank the barrage there. And all right, so that's gonna put our match really started here. Once Mr. Potato got access to his speed moves, definitely gonna put Batman at a pretty hefty disadvantage here. I think that SCR versus Made in Heaven's a pretty rough matchup for SCR, considering the fact that your really only way of getting damage is using the Conqueror's Will. And of course you can try to use the Pilot, and Arrow Barrage is a good move, but at the end of the day, when you really just have no ways of getting damage and constantly getting chipped down by Made in Heaven, eventually something's not going to go your way. Just right there, we saw a whiffed Barrage, but it didn't even matter because it's so hard to punish against Made in Heaven. And the real big advantage that SCR has in basically all of its matchups is being able to use Conqueror's Will, your own Shadow to try to heal itself. But in this kind of matchup, that's just not an option. You use the heal, or not to heal itself, to try to get some free damage while the opponent can't hit back. But when you can't catch the opponent when you can't catch the opponent while you have your own Shadow active, it's just, you can't get any damage. Like, what are you supposed to do? Look, right there, activates your own Shadow, and Potato's gone. Like, he's out of there. He dipped. And I think that's uni reset too, which means that even these tiny, minuscule amounts of damage that that Batman's been able to go here, gone. Reset to 0. It got GER'd, and Potato's gonna be back up to full HP for sure. Pops right off there with a Heaven's Judgment, does get the infinite speed, and it looks like caught him without a stand, so that's going to be a big barrage, does some damage there, tries to break the block with a heavy punch, but that's not going to work out. Does get the block break. I don't think barrage is going to be off cooldown quite yet, though. Nope. And, okay, so Batman gonna use the Your Own Shadow, trying to pose, try to get some of that health back. Looks like Batman's like, nah, man, I want to kill you. I want to kill you. I don't care if you have Your Own Shadow. Trying to beat him up even though he's in the Your Own Shadow. I think Infinite Speed just got canceled there. Infinite Speed, unlike Skull Crusher, is really, really inconsistent. Skull Crusher will hit you basically no matter what unless you get hit before it comes out. But Infinite Speed, not that way. Infinite Speed, if like the opponent's just M1ing randomly and you use Infinite Speed, a lot of the time, I would even say most of the time, you'll just get hit by an M1 before the move lands and then get punished for using it. It's really inconsistent, and considering it's already a free parry, that move needs some help, to say the least. Looks like someone got knocked off. I can fix that. Hierophant Green coming in clutch. I didn't see exactly what happened here. This will probably be pretty drawn out. Both these stands not being able to do too much damage, but I think at the end of the day, the war of attrition is probably going to go to the Made in Heaven player unless Potato makes some sort of serious mistake. Right now, that serious mistake in the jeopardy of happening as Potato was trying to engage without speed, which is usually a pretty terrible idea for the most part, but it looks like didn't get punished for it, so at the end of the day, not that bad. Did catch with the Zoom Punch. Skull Overdrive follows right afterwards, trying to get a few of those M1s. The M1s being really quick can get you some free damage, but at the end of the day, they only do about 5 to 6 damage, so it does add up over time, but it's still not that much. Speed Slice, really the way you're getting the most damage in this match. You got to be careful throwing out those Infinite Speeds or Heaven's Judgments, but actually does get a Heaven's Judgment off there, and looks like I might be standing corrected because that's going to wrap up the first stock. Speed Slice definitely the best way of getting damage from Made in Heaven. A lot of people sleep on the move. They say, oh, it only does 9 damage, so it sucks. That move's got bleed on it, my friend. Big damage. Doesn't look like it does a lot of damage, but that bleed adds up. And considering how easy it is to hit, is worth it. Art
Here's
is going
my
to see
thought process
Conqueror's
today. Oh
Will,
boy, it's
and
Friday.
what in the
I can
world
finally
happened there?
participate in an Eclipse tourney. Oh, never mind. I have
I
to
have
travel
no idea
6
what
hours
happened.
to St. Louis. I feel like I'll
6
never be able to
hours?
participate in one of these.
Jesus. Yeah, Michski, you've gotten the bad draw a lot of a lot of these days. I might be moving the tournaments over to Saturday to help some people out, because I've had a lot of people telling me that I should move the tournament to Saturday. I fell off, mostly because of timings and school and that kind of stuff, which I get. So that'll probably happen, but I need to. I want to like vote on it and stuff, and I also want to make sure that that's actually something that I can do logistically. So we'll see. Regardless, this match continuing to play out mostly the same way that it has before. We did see that Scarlet Overdrive get canceled, and I think they also whiffed a Zoom Punch, which is not great for Potato, but considering how far up they already are in this match, it's really just Batman desperately trying to hang on and crawl back this lead, and it's not looking too good for him right now. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here. Does get the... Oh, that block break's not going to be good. Yep, there it is. Potato's going to wrap up that second stock, and take it 2-0 over Batman. Tripping over my words. Commentary bad today. All right. Let's have Destroyer and Witch play right here. Alrighty. Time do I usually start this tournament? Same time as right now, 3 to 4 p.m. EST. It's basically almost the same time. Sometime in between those time frames. I started it later today than normal. Usually it's right at 3 p.m.
Did you buy the cake for
YBA? I mean, I had a cake. Oh, okay. Kick things off. What in the holy hell was that? I have no idea. But we've got Destroyer on the World Over Heaven, and it looks like... Who's the other player? Witch? Witch has got... Cream? Okay, are they both vampire? We might be seeing a vampire mirror match here. Not on stands, but definitely on specs. Yep. All right, Vamp versus Vamp. These kinds of matches definitely depend on who gets more blood sucks and can outlast the other, as well as who can get the big damage. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think that the World Over Heaven, while technically winning this matchup on paper, if you're going to pick Cream, you probably know what you're doing, especially if you're going to enter a tournament. And Cream, not being like a super great stand by any rights, but definitely being a very solid pick and extremely strong in the right hands. So definitely has its counterplay for sure, but by no rights a bad stand. Gonna see a good parry there because Freezing Punch you can act out of, and does opt to go for the Blood Suck, which is gonna get a lot of that health back. Really, as long as Witch is getting the correct confirms here with the Void Surprise and a Blood Suck and that kind of thing, as long as they're doing that, they should be able to outlast the damage that Destroyer is able to put down. But you also have to consider that Destroyer has access to the time stop, but if you use time stop like that, where it's blatantly obvious, you're gonna get avoided. And I think that's gonna set the stage for this match here. If Destroyer isn't able to get those time stops and continues to be unable to avoid the Void Surprises, just like we saw there, it's not gonna be boding well for him. Especially, he might get caught. Okay, he's gonna block the Void Surprise, or not the Void Surprise, the Dark Space there. Good block break, does get another Blood Suck. At this point, I would wager to say that Witch has quite a bit of health and is certainly at full health and has quite a bit of blood, whereas Destroyer is definitely on the struggle bus so far, trying to play the edges of the map, get away, not take too much damage. Definitely, okay, first stock being taken, Witch up 1-0, and so far it's been in a very dominant fashion. Destroyer is going to need to pull out all the stops to bring this back. Destroyer coming right back, opts to go for a reality overrate punch. It's not going to land and gets hit by another dark space. Really, if you're getting hit by dark spaces in this matchup, it's not a good look, because that's a blockable move, extremely obvious. I think the biggest thing that you have to consider against Cream is that as long as you're running in a direction, you shouldn't be getting hit, because your full run can avoid all of the moves, and you can react to the dark space coming out. So you really can just avoid it very easily that way. We just saw it right there. Running in a direction does get the hit. That does land the win button, though. Reality Overrate Punch being an incredibly strong move, making it so that the hitbox is a lot larger, a lot easier to land M1s, all of those things. But it's not looking like the win button right now for Destroyer. Getting hit with another block break, copping a... Oh, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. That's all I'm going to tell you. Getting hit with a lot of M1s, doing 8 damage because of the missing left arm. Here comes another. Yep, basically can't avoid that. Once you've lost the leg against Cream, it's really not pretty, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Does go for the blood suck. Not going to get it. Oh, and a parry on the reality overhit punch. At this point, I think the game is about sealed. I can't see any... Yeah, that's really bad. Okay, good parry. We might see, nope, doesn't capitalize off the parry. Gets hit with another dark space, and that dark space is going to finish up the match with Witch taking it over Destroyer 2-0. Seen some good Cream players as of late in these tournaments. I think there was one 2 tournaments ago that took it home. Or at the very least made top 3. Okay. Let's see what we're looking at, shall we? All right, Destroyer and Very Cool, you guys play over at the entrance to the train station, the tunnel. Batman and McNoodle, you guys play by the Bow Salesman. And then Actually, no, we just saw that. No, we didn't. Mr. Potato and Moonlord, you guys play in the middle right now. So we've not seen Mr. Potato play quite yet on stream, but we have definitely seen Mr. Potato's Made in Heaven, and his Made in Heaven was taking some names against Batman's SCR. But King Crimson or King Crimson Requiem, one of the above, is definitely a halfway decent, King Crimson Requiem is definitely a good matchup against Made in Heaven, one of the better ones, and that's exactly why. The reactionary epitaph against basically any of the moves that Made in Heaven has, it's good. Never mind the fact that you have box, so you can kind of slow down the momentum. It's definitely a good thing. You've got Time Erase to try to catch up with the Made in Heaven. Any sort of moves that can catch Made in Heaven, obviously going to move you up in the matchup, and just trying to nullify the ability of Made in Heaven to continue going fast at all times. And even when they are fast, being able to catch them to do a little bit of damage. King Crimson Requiem putting himself even higher up on the matchup with that ridiculously high destructive power, making it so even just getting a few stray hits is really going to tack on the damage. Oh, nice dodge on the Scythe. Mr. Potato opting to try to be a little bit careful, does go for the Universe Reset, gets a little bit of barrage damage right before the Uni Reset goes off, and we did see that, honestly, I feel like Moonlord's landed a decent amount of hits here, but this Universe Reset's going to make those hits basically meaningless. Still doing a ton of damage. Did not catch him with the standoff combo, but does manage to bail himself out. Here's a Time Erase. We're gonna see if Moonlord's able to capitalize at all. Goes for the Scythe. That's not gonna work out. I mean, if they Yeah, I don't see why not. They would lose horribly, but they could. Yeah, I feel like if you joined on mobile, you'd be having a death sentence. You'd be at such a massive disadvantage. I mean, you could jump a lot, so there'd be that. Momentum definitely so far being in Mr. Potato's favor pretty heavily. Does try to catch with the standoff combo again. Misses the scythe and eats a barrage finisher for it. Oh, there it is. First stock being taken by Mr. Potato in once again a pretty dominant fashion. Mr. Potato really showing or having a good showing so far in all the matches that we've seen them play. Moonlord looking to even things up, coming back, pops the scythe right off the bat, not quite gonna land, and Time Erase is probably still on cooldown, so not gonna be able to punish with that. Does go for the heavy punch. Ooh, good parry on that. Weird kind of bug with the infinite speed. Honestly, maybe infinite speed needs it since it's such a bad move, but you did just see it there where Moonlord parried the infinite speed, turned around to punish it, and then Mr. Potato like TP'd three more feet away for some reason. Not sure why that happens. It can be really annoying when you parry the infinite speed, you go for the punish and use your move, and then they just vanish and appear somewhere else. Hoping that gets patched sometime in the next 16 years. Unfortunate use of Epitaph there, and oh my god, I don't know what happened, but Moonlord's dead. And that's gonna be Mr. Potato taking it 2-0. I don't know how he died so fast. I must not have been paying attention, but he's gone. Mr. Potato's on a friggin' tear, dude. That guy's nuts. I want those losers matches to finish, but they're not. Well, I guess we'll play Hurricane and Witch and hope that those losers matches are done by the time that's finished. Tried to grab him. He's not paying attention. Go with no knives is kind of useless. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's useless because you still do 10 damage with M1s, which is really good. And M1s are a really important tool. Speaking of people on mobile, I think I found one. Can't move him. But having no knives with the World Over Heaven's pretty bad. But the M1 still doing 10 damage is really big, and the World Over Heaven's Reality Overwrite is still an incredibly good punish tool. Like, if you hit someone with Reality Overwrite, it's trouble. So I still think it's definitely good. It's just not nearly as good as it was before, and it's also not at all worth the amount of skill points that it costs to get. That's the biggest thing that irks me. Seeing some lag out here. I don't know if that's on my end or on Roblox's end, but hopefully that clears up. First match is going to start off here. Witch is going to grab that quick Void Surprise. We've seen a lot of good use of that. Does also get the Barrage, and here's a Reality Overwrite Punch. That's going to whiff. I don't know if it got canceled or not. Oh, okay. Confirms the time stop. So that's the kind of stuff that we didn't see earlier from Destroyer, but it looks like we've got the World Over Heaven Pluck, which... a little bit questionable, and the TS glitched. Fun. No damage. No damage at all for Hurricane, and you know he's cursing it right now because that's going to be really bad. And considering the fact that he's got Pluck, it means he can basically do no damage with anything outside of his normal moves, because Plucked moves really just don't do that much, if we're being perfectly honest. This combo itself may be a little bit questionable. I don't know why you would choose to run this. Overall, I think just about any spec would be better than Pluck. Really, really weird. I guess with true damage, yeah, that first stock's gonna go down with Witch taking it. I guess maybe with true damage, the Pluck moves are better, but I feel like even still, that's not the case. I think the World Over Heaven Pluck used to be good because the Swordsman skill, the old Swordsman skill, used to buff your M1 damage like on your stand. I think it even might still do that. It used to buff the M1 damage on your stand, which was really good because it made it so that the World Over Heaven's true damage got buffed up, so your M1s went up to like 13 or something. But that's been patched, so that can't be a good reason to continue using the World Over Heaven with Can't be a good reason to use World of Heaven with Pluck. I can't see any reason why you would. And I don't know. Okay, there he is. Hurricane just kind of vanished. He took the day off. He was like, nah, I'll pass. But finally coming back here, Witch certainly having full health at this point. I'm not sure about Blood, but I don't know how much is going to matter. I think that might have been a time stop cancel, and if it was a time stop cancel, then this match is as good as done. Does get the confirm off of the Void Surprise into the Freezing Punch, and then forces a barrage, gets some damage off of a barrage themselves. Those 9.3 M1 damage, another Void Surprise, and just as quickly as it started, it's over, with Witch taking it 2-0 over Hurricane. Are those losers matches still not done? Jesus, what's going on over there? I sent Destroyer, very cool, Batman, and McNoodle to play, and they're still going. We might be in trouble. I think that the ping is Roblox end, because I'm having it's freezing on my end too. So I don't think it's just you. Yeah, I guess we'll chill out because I don't want to start any. I don't want to start the loser or the winners finals match until I've gotten through some losers matches. So I could go find one. I could talk to chat. I could try to do both of those. We'll see. What games do I play outside of Roblox? Well, I used to play a bunch of stuff, but recently I haven't played as many games. I feel like I answer this every stream. I play a lot of Battlefield. That's like the biggest thing recently.
Can you play Among Us remix in the background?
Nah. You're on your own with that one. That ain't happening. Sorry, WD. But, none of that Among Us unfunny trash on here, sorry. Among Us jokes weren't funny, aren't funny, and never will be funny. I know that's just going to cause people to spam Among Us in chat, but so be it. Anyways, I was talking about games I play. I haven't played anything single player, like any single player games just by myself in a while. I played Dark Souls a little bit ago. I started Dark Souls 2 and then just kind of lost my drive to play it, so I didn't finish it. I was streaming that, and then I was just like, I'm not having fun, so I stopped doing it. This Sunday I'll probably stream something since I didn't stream on... I might stream tomorrow or Sunday since I didn't stream on Thursday, so that I still do a variety stream this week since I didn't do one. But yeah, I've played a lot of games, but how many games I play concurrently? I spend almost all of my time doing YouTube, whether it be recording for something or editing something. So my time to actually play games tends to be pretty limited. So I hope that answers your question. Have I played Phasmophobia? No, I can't do horror games. I'm a little bitch boy. I don't watch horror movies. I don't play horror games. Horror is not my thing. I played, what was that game? Some like horror game that's supposed to be good, and I ended up screwing it up. It was the performance was really bad, and I ended up playing the like multiplayer, which is actually the sequel before the single player, which is the prequel, and it was really confusing. And that was a mess, and I played that a long time ago. You probably go find that stream if you want. The VOD's still up. But I have a tendency of avoiding the horror games as much as I can. Those matches are still going. Those are some long games. I guess it compares to the really short games that we played just a minute ago that were over in like half a minute. Mr. Potato and Witch cleaning people up. That's going to be a very interesting match to watch. Winners finals between Mr. Potato and Witch, because they've just been plowing through people so far. You're late? Did you miss any funny cheese combos? Not really, honestly. I don't think there's been any like big combos. Most of the matches have been one off of stray hits or just general true strings. So really fundamentally based tournaments so far. Of course, Made in Heaven basically being entirely based off of stray hits, and Mr. Potato pretty much bringing home everything on his end on that side. and Witch just having the fundamentals down pat with Cream Vampire. So no, not really any big cheese. We did see a King Crimson, but they didn't capitalize off any of the cheese factor. So, and no big time stop stuff either. It's been pretty interesting. What are my opinions on AUT as of right now? I answered this one at the beginning of the stream a lot, so if you want to scroll all the way back and hear me complain a lot, you can, but I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. I think it's a buggy disaster, and I don't think that I think the game has the potential of being fun and like a good game. I just think that they screwed up really bad by releasing it as early as they did, and I think that people should stop being like apologists for it, because it shouldn't be something that should be easily forgotten, because they had to have there's no way some of these bugs could have gone under the radar. Like, there's no way. And yet the game still came out. So they very obviously should have delayed it. They released it anyway, and they fucked up, and they should be called on that. Because not holding people responsible for disastrous game launches is something that the gaming community as a whole seems to struggle with a lot. I was playing for a while, then I rejoined and got my item bank wiped. Yeah, stuff like okay, so I will say, I'm talking about bugs. When I talk about AUT and problems, I'm talking about bugs. I'm not talking about the data restore stuff I'm sorry. When I talk about bugs, I'm talking about bugs that are the fault of the developers and not the fault of Roblox. All that data stuff is on Roblox's end pretty much entirely. So data loss, not their fault. That's Roblox. So I can't fault them on the data loss stuff. There's not much they could have done there. Stuff like the Trello being the only way to get information, having that crash immediately, are things like that they should have seen coming. Like, if you're forcing a shit ton of people onto one website, it's gonna crash. And you could have solved that by having information available in the game, but there wasn't. The only way to know what you're doing was to go to the Trello. It's like, it's a disaster. Okay. Let's have Recab and Very Cool play, because that match finally finished. You guys are in the middle. Oh, never mind. Very Cool has to be right back. Well, looks like we're not playing that. God damn it. Hopefully that other match finishes and we can play some. Now the Trello, so the Trello isn't massively outdated, Jojo Peak. The problem is that they made a AUT New Universe Trello, and then so many people went to it that it crashed. What you're looking at is the old one. You're looking at the old AUT Trello. I think the other match just finished too, so that's good. All right.
Had to watch videos that were made by 12-year-olds to know what to do in AUT.
Honestly, I figured out most of the stuff after a lot of trial and error. At least for most of the things I figured out. I didn't go to YouTube or anything. After a long time of wandering around, I eventually got the hang of it. But you shouldn't have to do that. You should not have to do that. Let's have Probisa and McNoodle play, because Very Cool and Recab are not playing. I think Recab's here. Recab, whenever Very Cool gets back... Oh, he is back. Okay. Recab and Very Cool, go play at the train station tunnel while this is going on here. So, Star Plot in the World stand that we haven't seen today, I don't think. We've seen the World Over Heaven twice, but no Star Plot in the Worlds. But we have seen... Oh, good cancel on the time stop there. So, Probisa pretty much putting themselves at the advantage right off the bat. Is going to tank a barrage and a Jawbreaker. That's some quick 29 damage there. Without the ability to use without that first time stop in this match, it's going to be pretty heavily sided towards Probisa. But Star Plot in the World does have massive destructive power. As you're seeing, 10 damage N1s, 13 damage on just the finisher alone of that Aura Kicks. So a ton of damage being able to be dished out here, and I don't even know if Porbisa has a spec, because the only way that Star Platinum of the World's dealing 10 damage with the M1s is no damage reduction. So Porbisa without a spec, gonna put them at a pretty significant disadvantage considering, or when you consider the fact that McNoodle does have boxing, which is gonna help them a lot in this matchup. I think just that alone kind of seals the fate of Porbisa. This matchup already being pretty bad because of Aura Kicks and Time Stop, but not having the ability at all to resist damage. That 1.7 barrage does catch with the, oh, that's a beatdown. That's probably going to be a stock. We've got Star Platinum of the World using the Force here. Use the Force, Jotaro. Does manage to take him out. Turns out that when you bring Force powers to a JoJo battle, they actually are pretty effective. Who knew? That shit gets me every time. We've got McNoodle pulling ahead with a pretty hefty lead, I think, here. Pretty much up an entire stock over Porbisa. And again, not having access to any sort of damage reduction passives is going to be rough. Another time stop does get canceled, though. Porbisa, with these great time stop cancels so far, I think it's honestly more on the fault of McNoodle not using Aura Kicks into time stop rather than Porbisa doing a good job of canceling it. Of course, not to take away from Porbisa using the using M1s to cancel time stop. Definitely a good play at the end of the day, but McNoodle really throwing away a lot of free damage there by not using the Aura Kicks in the first place. A good block break there. Does get another one of those eye gouges. Opts to go for the Platinum Slam this time since they don't have beatdown off of cooldown just yet. McDoodle seemingly in the lead again. Here comes the time erase. I don't think we're going to see too much of a punish off of that. I stand corrected. Gets the impale. Surprising. I don't know if we're going to see a catch here. We are going to see a catch, but oh, okay, yep. Full combo. Gonna get a bit of damage here. Doesn't have any true block breaks, though, unfortunately, since they're not using a spec. So that damage is good damage, but at the end of the day, without that extra damage from the spec, I don't know. It's looking pretty rough. I imagine the beatdown is likely off of cooldown, but beatdown after the pretty heavy nerf that all beatdowns got, being able to be canceled when you get hit, seeing beatdowns land doesn't happen nearly as much. I think that they were probably going for an eye gouge into beatdown after the barrage there, I would wager to say. Doesn't look like it paid off. Okay, another impale. If Porbisa keeps getting these cheese combos, I honest to God, good block break, I honest to God think that they could bring it back, especially if they can continue to stop these time stops from going off. Not that time, though. McNoodle finally able to pull off a time stop. We'll see if they're able to do enough damage to wrap up the stock. I don't think so. Nope, Porbisa still hanging in there. Here comes the Awakening the Star Platinum the World doesn't need. That's going to buff up the damage a whole lot. Really, all McNoodle needs to do here to win is probably just like 4 M1s and a barrage, and Porbisa's as good as gone. Does go for the Aura Kicks. Doesn't quite work. Ooh, okay. Does get him with the Epitaph, but it looks like Porbisa's unlocked the Epitaph Chop passive, which is not a good move to have. 2 M1s is better than that. Oh, good block break. Here comes the beatdown. Yep, Awakened beatdown. Star Platinum of the World, still using the Force. Good on you, Star Platinum of the World. You got this, my guy. That might wrap it up. Yep, there it is. McNoodle's gonna take it over Porbisa with his Jedi Star Platinum of the World 2-0.
What's Fav shiny skin?
I don't really have one now. I used to say Queen Crimson, but I think that one's kind of died off for me. I like the new Star Platinum OVA one with the flowing hair. I think that one's cool. So probably that. Those guys went to go play already. Let's see McNoodle and Hurricane. Speaking of the Star Platinum OVA Sin. Right there. I think that's going to be Star Platinum of the World Dittos. Yep. Alright, so we got Star Platinum of the World Haman and Star Platinum of the World Boxing. McNoodle coming hot off of that win against Porbisa, and And Hurricane opting to switch over to Star Platinum of the World from the World Over Heaven. Probably the better pick here, because to be perfectly honest, Star Platinum of the World is definitely a better stand, at least at this moment in time, than the World Over Heaven is. Whether it because of the Awakening, the fact that you still don't have access to knives, the beatdown, the less skill points, really the list goes on, but it looks like right off the bat, we're gonna be able to see Hurricane pull out a beatdown. That's gonna do a good amount of damage, and tries to catch with the Zoom Punch, doesn't work out, gets another parry. I think that's the second parry that we've seen come out here. Oh, third parry that we've seen come out here. Right now, Hurricane is that a Hurricane? Yeah, Hurricane absolutely controlling the match for sure. McNoodle's been on the back foot for most of this, even after that close shave, or the pretty hefty destruction. Another, oh, that's brutal. That's just BM at that point. McNoodle's stock is good as gone at this point. Yeah, there it goes. First stock being taken in the most stylish fashion possible by Hurricane. Parry time stop, you love to see it. You love to see it. Parrish time stop got nerfed a little bit with the change to the time stop windup, but it still definitely can work. McNoodle coming back, looking to even up this game. Down pretty heavily, one entire stock. Gonna be hard to bring it back for sure. And so far, those boxing passives have not been helping him too much. Neither of the boxing moves. We are gonna see Hurricane pop the Awakening. Looking to do a whole lot of damage with the introduction of the extra damage from the M1s, as well as the extra damage from the extra damage from Haman, as well as the extra damage from the Awakening, which is going to really help them out here. Hasn't really been able to land too many attacks, though. McNoodle, knowing that really just not super engaging very hard here is probably the right play. Just trying to play a little bit outside of Hurricane's range, throw out a little bit of moves, and then get in there to punish some of the end lag. Smart stuff. That Awakening lasted a very long time, but it looks like it's winding down here. I don't know if we've seen McNoodle use his Awakening yet. If he's not going to use it this stock, I don't know if he's ever going to get a chance to use it when you consider the fact that he's down pretty hard. But he has been playing the second stock a whole lot better than he played that first stock. So I definitely don't think he's out of it. That's going to be a... All right, parry time stop of his own. I don't know if he's going to be able to get anything off of it. It looks like Hurricane was able to dash out. Didn't get that barrage quite in time. Might have been better off going for the beatdown. I'm not sure if he had the beatdown available yet, but I think the beatdown probably could have done more damage off of that parry. But honestly, that extra 30 or so damage off the time stop is better than no damage at all. I have seen a few times that McNoodle's been trying to get in for M1s and had his boxing gloves out, which is kind of nuking a little bit of damage. He has definitely hit more of the aura kicks and just generally more moves. Oh no. Another beatdown coming up from Hurricane. That's gonna hurt. Aura. That's gonna be rough. All right, we are gonna see a quick Awakening being popped here finally from McNoodle. That's definitely going to put him at an advantage over Hurricane. Doesn't quite catch with that Platinum Slam on the getup. And those 11 damage M1s. Here's the block break. Yeah. What? That beatdown was like millimeters from hitting and then got canceled. That's the worst. Just a little bit of mistiming there, and that's going to be really bad. Does get the parry. I'm not sure how that even block broke there, but so far, momentum being shifted a little bit more towards Hurricane, as we saw earlier. Hurricane's time stop getting canceled, and maybe not, because that first stock for Hurricane's getting wrapped up, and it's going to put McNoodle and Hurricane at 1-1. Whoever wins this match, or whoever loses this match is getting knocked out. So pressure's on here for sure. We are in loser's bracket. I'm not sure how much health McNoodle was able to get back there, but I would wager to say it was a lot. It did take Hurricane quite a while to get back here. Seen a lot of use of aura kicks. Aura kicks is one of those moves that, oh, okay, a good beatdown coming out for you from Hurricane. That's going to be quite a bit of damage. Beatdown's wrapping up. Does catch with a Skull Crusher. Oh, a block break? That's gonna be a barrage for sure, right? Doesn't catch with the barrage and actually eats a barrage of his own. Really weird stuff there. I don't know exactly what happened in that interaction there, but Hurricane probably not very happy with it. Let's see some more M1s coming out. There's another Aura Kicks. I was actually talking about Aura Kicks. I got kind of sidetracked. Aura Kicks is one of those moves that you can't really react to parry it. Like, it's not going to happen. That move is too fast. It comes out far too quickly. But if you are playing defensive, throwing out blocks every once in a while, just in case you think it's coming, you can parry it just off of random blocks. But at the end of the day, if you know what you're doing with Aura Kicks, it's almost just a free damage move, which really, really helps out Star Platinum of the World. Both players feeling the nerves here, don't want to be knocked out of the tournament, opting to just heal back to full health, try to reset the match. But resetting the match also means resetting cooldowns, and that's going to give Hurricane an awakening. Looks like that awakening isn't going to mean a whole lot because the beatdown going to be coming out here from McNoodle. I don't know why I felt like I got stuck there with my pilot. Whoa, that was some weird lag. I think that was an attempted beatdown there, which got canceled by the barrage. A very odd jawbreaker managing the hit from that distance. But at this point, I thought that that awakening from McNoodle was gonna start really putting the pressure on for, the awakening from Hurricane was really gonna start putting the pressure on for McNoodle. Oh, that's a good time stop. That's an incredible time stop from Hurricane. That's gonna be a lot of damage. Oh my God, that might have just reversed the whole thing. That's so much damage. That was like 9 M1s. Things are looking scary for both players, if I'm being honest here. Neither of them can have too much health left. McNoodle taking a ton of damage from that time stop, and of course, we saw that Hurricane took a ton of damage just from raw hits alone. Both of them posing again. Looks like McNoodle looking to put the pressure on right away, sees the awakening and goes, nah, man, I ain't having that. I'm not fighting against that, forget it. 11 damage, good parry there. Didn't go for any sort of punish. I think they probably could have gotten a beat down there if they were careful, but okay, another parry, and there it is, exactly what I was saying. The second parry does get the beat down. That's gonna be a good amount of damage for sure. It's also going to stall out the awakening. Beatdowns used to be a really good way of stalling out awakenings, or at least the Star Platinum of the World beatdown. After it got reworked, thank God, by the way, the beatdown not being nearly as good, but that standoff combo is not going to bode well, and that's going to knock McNoodle out of the tournament with knock Hurricane out of the tournament with McNoodle taking it. Very close match to be sure. That awakening really carried the day for McNoodle. Very cool, and Moonlord, you guys are up. Alrighty. We saw no Star Platinum the Worlds. Now we've seen a lot of Star Platinum the Worlds, and a loser who's going to lose. So, Moonlord with Star Platinum the World, and very cool opting to lose the game. Not sure why they decided they wanted to lose the game, but I mean, hey, who am I to judge? And already getting demolished. Can't say I'm super surprised by that. Does get the Skull Crusher. So far, match heavily in the favor of Moonlord. But hey, very cool. Popping that Vola Barrage. Gonna get a little bit of damage. Might opt to go for the Propeller Charge afterwards to try to get a little more. Nope, gonna time skip out of it. And yeah, Aerosmith's bad. So I really don't know why. This is the second time that I've seen this. 34 damage is good. And honestly, Aerosmith is really bad, but if you can't catch them, then you can't do damage at the end of the day. And YBA's movement really allows you to kind of just run away a lot of the time. It also allows you to time stop and do an absurd amount of damage, which is what we'll probably see right here. Or not, only 2 hits. Okay, so that's gonna be really helpful for very cool, but blocking Aerosmith's Vola Barrage's greatest weakness there. But as I was saying, oh, okay, block break, and Moonlord is dead. I really don't want to see this. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here. I don't want to see this. So, no bias at all, because commentary are not supposed to be biased, but I really want Very Cool to lose. I'm tired of people picking Aerosmith in my tournaments. Stop doing that. Okay, well, not looking super great for Moonlord, especially when caught with another Vola Barrage. That 1.3 doing a good amount of damage. I don't know if Moonlord has a spec, because I don't think that's supposed to do that much damage. Does get a barrage back, and at this point, honestly, it's going to be looking really bad for Moonlord now that I think about it, because assuming that Moonlord does not have a spec, they're doing the same barrage damage as Aerosmith, but Aerosmith has way more hits in their barrage, so they can just win off barrages alone. Trying to fight in a tournament without a spec, not sure why you would do that. Tanks another 34, it's going to get hit with those bombs, and Moonlord's donezo. Very Cool. Undeservedly takes, no bias, very deservedly takes the game, and is going to get knocked out in the next match, I hope. I mean, what? Okay, let's have Very Cool and McNoodle. You guys are playing. McNoodle, I swear to God. No! I didn't want to take him. Alright, so Star Planet of the World versus Aerosmith. Take 2 Electric Boogaloo. Hopefully, this time we're gonna see McNoodle take it and knock this damn Aerosmith out of the tournament so I don't have to see it anymore, shall we? Gonna start things off with the pilot. McNoodle, the right play, blocking all of those hits, not taking those hits. Does get hit by clipped by the end of it, but only doing 1 damage, and the 25 damage off of that propeller charge. Does try to go for the aura kicks, not gonna work. Takes 13 damage from the bombs. The bombs being a kind of weird option for Aerosmith. Oh, that time stop just got canceled, didn't it? Ah, come on, come on. But honestly, Aerosmith's bombs being a really strange option because they do not. There's 3 of them and they knock down. But they also, it's kind of weird because they don't have too much knockdown stun. So if you do accurately land all of them, I think you can hit all 3 if you're accurate. Only problem is they knock away, and the bombs, the hitbox on the bombs, is it the hitbox? Or no, not the hitbox. The visuals for the bombs is really, really obscuring. The like big circle of fire. So trying to track your opponents can be easier said than done when those explosions are going off. We are finally going to see a catch with a barrage here for McNoodle, so that's going to be a decent amount of damage. Oh, that's a beatdown for sure. Yep, does get the beatdown. Star Platinum decides to not use the Force for once in his life. Star Platinum, I guess, deciding that maybe the Force isn't the right option here. Not sure. Looking like really need those Force powers right now, and doesn't have them. But regardless, beatdown's going to do a good amount of damage. Star Planet of the World's time stop might be at least a little bit close to being active, but last time we did see the time stop get canceled. Not this time, though. And hopefully McNoodle can get some damage off of that time stop. No damage off of that time stop, which means we're probably about to see another Vola Barrage. There it is. It's almost like Aerosmith gameplay is really one note. Strange barrage coming out there from McNoodle, but it looks like it actually did work somehow. Does get the aura kicks there. Tries to catch with a jawbreaker. Strange combo. Doesn't quite work out. Definitely a string that could have worked, but not true in any sense. Another Vola Barrage. That's going to be a lot of 1 damages. And unfortunate for McNoodle, but did miss his barrage. I think that, yeah, good time skip out. Not going to be able to use that time skip offensively now, but at least not taking the extra damage from that propeller charge or a jawbreaker. Oh, that parry is going to be bad. Probably going to see, okay, it did not actually manage to get off the eye gouge and actually ate a barrage for it, which is kind of strange. We're going to see, okay, another good use of aura kicks. Tries to catch with the eye gouge. Another one of those not true kind of options. I honestly had no idea. I don't know if they buffed Aerosmith or what, but I had no idea that the full Vola Barrage breaks your block now. That's definitely an interesting mechanic. I don't think it was like that before, and I don't know when it was like that, but that was one of the strangest beatdown catches I've ever seen. But who am I to talk if it works? Because right now McNoodle running on that treadmill while doing his beatdown, and there's another time stop, but I think that, not McNoodle, I think that Very Cool jumped there. Yeah, not going to get too much damage off of it, and also not going to get a barrage. There's another Vola Barrage. Right now, McNoodle's not looking too great, but also certainly not out of it. The boxing health helping out considerably here, and not getting hit by nearly as many moves as... okay, first stock being taken in favor of McNoodle. Thank God. Had me a little bit worried there. But Moonlord definitely got hit with a lot more attacks and didn't have a spec, which put them at a pretty hefty disadvantage. Coming back right away, does use the pilot from far away, which can be a blessing or a curse, and because you kind of leave yourself open, and in this case, definitely a blessing. Only deals 1 damage with that propeller charge because of a really good time skip coming out from McNoodle. Does go for the Skull Crusher, which is kind of a strange option in neutral, considering that it's very easy to parry. But it looks like Very Cool did not parry it. Also, Very Cool standing still, letting McNoodle get all his health back. Not sure what's going on there. Does capitalize off of the pose with the Vola Barrage, which is going to do a good amount of damage. Time skips out. I'm not sure if we've got time stop on deck quite yet. Yes, we do. There it is. And they jumped again, so that's going to be bad. Haven't seen a confirm off of time stop, and have also seen a whole lot of time stops just like that one that just don't work. No damage despite hitting the opponent. Not sure how or why that happens, but it does. Another Vola Barrage, good amount of damage. Honestly, it might be enough to take the stock because we've seen McNoodle trying to heal a lot. Attempted catch with the barrage. That doesn't work. Another Skull Crusher. And gets the Platinum Slam afterwards. That's a good amount of damage. Probably going to see another Vola Barrage. Case in point. Oh, nope. Bad barrage on that one. Not going to catch. Oh, that's a ton of damage, actually, right there. Gets the bombs, too. Only lands 1 bomb, though, but that 1 bomb is all he needs with Very Cool putting himself at 1-1 against McNoodle. Very Cool not being cool by playing Aerosmith. Pick something good. Thanks in advance, everyone in the future. So many people throwing in my tournaments. Goes for the Vola Barrage right off the bat. We'll see what exactly happens here. We saw last time that, yep, McNoodle learning from his mistakes, not getting block broken this time. Tanks a little bit of damage, but probably better than getting block broken at the end of the day. Didn't quite get out, though, so maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. Does get those aura kicks. Finally does a confirm into time stop. I've been tearing my hair out every time I saw the random time stops in neutral. But the random time stop, or the confirm into time stop finally didn't go for the eye gouge at the end of it to combo though. So that's gonna give Very Cool the opening that he needs to get some pretty big damage here. Another aura kicks, doing some more good damage. Tries to get through the barrage, not gonna work. And here comes another Vola Barrage. No, not off cooldown yet. Awakening has been popped. There it is. Only doing 0.7 with the Vola Barrage now because of that Awakening, but because of how long the Vola Barrage is, it can really stall this out. Probably see a propeller charge about now. Nope, goes for bombs. Oh, good punish though. That's a propeller charge for sure. Yep, 19 damage. Oh, okay, that's gonna be, oh, just barely doesn't connect that last hit. That would have helped a lot, because that would have stand desummoned and stopped that Vola Barrage. Does cancel the Jawbreaker with a barrage, though, so that's gonna be good. Goes for the Jawbreaker himself. Here comes another time stop. Surely that's enough damage to finish off Very Cool if okay. Maybe not. Misses the eye gouge, which means not gonna be able to combo. Is going to get cop another one of those Vola Barrages, but that was a lot of damage, so One more, like, or a few more big hits will probably be enough to take this. These kind of stallouts are definitely in the favor of McNoodle, considering that McNoodle's long cooldowns like time stop, beatdown, etc., are all in really good shape when it comes to. Oh, good catch there. Are all in good shape when it comes to stalling. So if anything, McNoodle wants very cool to be stalling. Good catch with those bombs there, stopping McNoodle from healing. 13 damage, not bad. Here comes a Vola Barrage. Going to block it, but as we've seen plenty of times earlier, this will block break if McNoodle tanks all of it. Looking like he let go. Gonna time skip out for sure. Yep. So far, we've just seen a lot of chip damage come out from Very Cool. Oh, that was a bad option. Yep. That's free parry. Free Vola Barrage, decent damage. So far, the usage of Skull Crusher has worked maybe once and failed the other 7 times. So, I don't know, man. Just seems strange. I would say time stop, about back. Beatdown's been back for a while, but no chance to use it. And Awakening's probably a long way from coming. That's going to be another Vola Barrage, but it looks like the block was able to come out there, but still, the block break definitely up in the air there. Just getting killed from really far away with that pilot. At this point, McNoodle's getting hit more for trying to play defensive and get his health back than he probably would have trying to play offensively. It's kind of a strange scenario to be in, because when you've got the nerves, you want to try to get your health back, especially when it's low, and he's dead. Very Cool doesn't deserve another win, and I want to die. Thanks for the tier 1, Blue Balls. Appreciate that, although your name is a little bit questionable. I'm so tired of Aerosmith winning games. Mr. Potato and Witch, you guys are playing for winners finals. To see who gets into grands. So this is a winners finals match. Whoever loses this is going to play against Very Cool's shitty Aerosmith, destroy it, and then fight each other again in grand finals. So basically, the determining factor here is whoever wins this only has to win against the same person they're going to be fighting again once, rather than having to win twice for a bracket reset. We are going to kick things off, though, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure what the matchup's going to look like here. I think it's definitely going to be, from the looks of things, I think it's going to be in favor of Mr. Potato, but Witch having access to a limb removal, if he's able to take off a leg from Mr. Potato, it's going to be really good for him. It really just depends if he's able to land that move. But honestly, Void Surprise pretty much never going to be hitting. There's the leg getting destroyed. I was gonna say Void Surprise basically never hitting, but Dark Space with how like cracked that Mr. Potato plays with his Maiden Heaven, I can't even see, they're so far away. With how cracked Mr. Potato plays with his Maiden Heaven, I can see Void Surprise being able to land some hits, and that's exactly what we saw just there. Yep, we're gonna see a time acceleration come out here. That's gonna be Uni Reset, so that's gonna get a lot of the health back for Mr. Potato. And I'm just now realizing that Mr. Potato has Haman fighting against Witch, which is going to put Witch at a serious, massive disadvantage, which is gonna be really, really bad for him. As if the matchup of stands wasn't bad enough, the matchup of specs is even worse. That Uni Reset going to be able to heal back a lot of Mr. Potato's health, and I think it's gonna take a miracle to put Witch back into this one. It's going to be very rough. Glug glug, water. Is there a prize? Kind of. I give people a Discord role at the end of it in my Discord, and also I'm going to do a tournament with all the tournament champions at some point, or at least as many as I can get into as many as I can get at one time. which will be fun. And that's actually coming soon because there needs to be 14 tournaments, I think, for that, and we're at 13, so nearly there. Forgot to ping the Discord for your stream? That is correct, because I'm an idiot. I really need to talk to my Discord moderators to get a bot to do that and just tell everyone every time I go live. So Witch taking his sweet time to get back. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Maybe they glitched after the Uni reset. But still down 1-0 here. I haven't been paying too much attention to... Oh, that could have been a really bad catch. I was going to say I haven't been paying attention to how much damage that Mr. Potato is able to put out against Witch, considering that Witch has Vampire. That's going to be a good parry, though. We are going to see... Oh, no, that Dark Space not quite coming out fast enough. That 1 M1 really just hurt Witch there. But 9.2 M1s with Made in Heaven, that's not going to be pretty. Not at all. Even just... Oh, what the hell kind of block break was that? Good damage there. 9.2 with the 12 damage. Didn't even have to block the Dark Space there. Was just able to walk out of the way because Made in Heaven's so fast. So far, as we saw in the last stock, the momentum's really just being in Mr. Potato's favor pretty much the entire time. Even not having access to the speed moves, and he's still putting the pressure on. Oh, just barely gets the time acceleration off before getting hit by that Void Surprise. That could have been really bad. Is able to get the Blood Suck, though. That's going to give Witch a little bit of health here, but it's not going to stop this time acceleration from bringing back all the cooldowns for Mr. Potato. Even without a leg, Mr. Potato moving at Mach 10 with that double XL being active. Once again, avoids the Dark Space without even needing to block it. Made in Heaven just being so fast. Okay, that's going to be a good catch. That's really what... I don't know how that combo suddenly went from in Mr. Potato's favor, Potato's favor to all of a sudden being in the favor of Witch, but so far Witch trying to put the pressure on, getting a few of his moves canceled. That's definitely the biggest weakness of Cream, and Made in Heaven is one of those stands that's almost seemingly designed to counter this. Oh, this could be bad though. Made in Heaven not having speed active is really bad for him, and not having a leg on top of not having a speed active is even worse. Good dodge with the dash there on the Void Surprise coming out from Mr. Potato, though. You really got to avoid getting hit by those. There's that leg coming back, just barely doesn't cancel the double XL, and we're back into the blender for Witch. Oh, that block break's not going to be good. Yep, eats... Oh my god, that's so much damage. 36 from an infinite speed and a catch with the barrage. He's done. There's no way he's surviving this. That's over. Yep, there it goes. Mr. Potato takes winners finals, moves himself into grands, and now Witch has to go up against Very Cool's Aerosmith, of all things. I hate Aerosmith. Do I have a Spotify playlist for my background music? I don't. All my background music, so a lot of people ask me this. They're always asking, like, why don't you have a playlist or anything? The reason for that is the music is all downloaded onto my computer, so I don't have a playlist or anything that you can go to. It's supposed to be Witch versus Very Cool, but I don't know where. Oh, Witch is still up here. Witch, you're playing in Losers Finals now. Alright, dope. We're good. This fog is really annoying. I wish you could set the time of day in private servers and weather and stuff. I would set it so that it was always nighttime to help out the vampires and turn off the friggin' weather. Anyways, Vola Barrage coming right out. Not going to be great for... Oh, okay, good parry. We haven't seen any sort of parries on the propeller charge. It's a move that a lot of people probably don't even know you can parry. I don't think that Dark Space hit. Honestly, though, this matchup should be, obviously, as per usual, extremely favorable for Witch here. And it should be even more favorable considering the fact that as soon as Aerosmith loses a leg, this should be over. So all Witch has to do is take a limb. That's it. Or not a limb, but a leg. And that's exactly what happened. This should basically just be the end of the stock. Like, this should be it. Whether that actually comes to pass, we shall see. But this should be a wrap on the stock. Yep, can't avoid. Gonna get hit by that. Gonna get hit by that too. A ton of damage coming out so far from Witch, and gets a blood suck. There's no way that Very Cool has too much health left. Caught by a barrage. This is like done deal wrapped up. Like it's done. Oh, okay. Does get the Vola Barrage. I thought that might happen. Vola Barrage is going to be really good at canceling out all of Cream's moves, but all it really has to cancel is Vola Barrage. So at this point, Very Cool just needs to avoid losing the limbs as much as possible. That's the biggest thing. Because once Very Cool loses that limb, that's when things get dicey. And Witch is taking a lot of damage here. That Vola Barrage doing 1.3 with no resistance from Vampire. You've got the Blood Bar, but that's all you've got. It's basically just a buffer, and once that's gone, you're just taking big damage. Doesn't quite catch with the Void Surprise. Does, oh, okay, got a leg with or not the Dark Space, but does get a leg with the Void Surprise. That's going to be good for Witch, but also getting caught by another Vola Barrage. That's a ton of damage overall, and Very Cool takes first stock. Don't put Aerosmith in grand finals. Stop. Don't do it. Why? I hate this. Thanks, I hate it. This is the worst. This is the worst timeline. This is the worst timeline. How is this happening? Why is Very Cool up here? Oh, did Witch leave? He quit out? He had to leave? No! Come on! Well, I guess by default, Very Cool is coming back from losers bracket and gonna put himself in grand finals against Mr. Potato. I hate this. This is the worst. This is the worst. Alright, so grand finals. We've got Made in Heaven versus Aerosmith. This is I feel like I've said this literally every single match that Aerosmith has been a part of, but this is in the favor of Made in Heaven by a lot, so he should probably win. Mr. Potato's really been kicking ass and taking names so far in this tournament, though, so I have utmost faith that he'll be able to bring it home against Aerosmith. I hope. Vola Barrage kicking things off here, bumping it up to 1.3. Vola Barrage is actually something that's quite good against Haman because it lasts so long that it drains out basically the entire bar, which can be really, really bad for Haman players because then you don't have your damage resistance at all. It can outlast basically the whole thing. That's going to be a good block break. Definitely Mr. Potato putting on the pressure here, as well as getting the double XL back, and on top of all of those things, getting the universe reset. I mean, in all reality, they haven't lost that much health left, that much health yet, but getting pretty much all of it back just right off the bat, and really expertly using the time erase to get a lot of damage off of Very Cool just right off. I forgot to set myself in cinematic mode, not that it really matters that much. We're back. Did Very Cool die? What's going on here? Oh, I think they're like just recovering from the uni reset. I just got out of it faster than they did. Just uni resets the things. Looks like that's really not good. Got his Got his speed slice canceled by the Vola Barrage and doesn't have access to any speed right now, which is going to be pretty bad for him, all things considered. Does manage to get a barrage, but it looks like it's going to get blocked and just getting hit by a lot of 1.3s. Now's the yep, that's the time to use the speed. Those bombs have a lot of end lag, but I don't even know if it's going to matter because that's going to be a lot of damage once again coming out from the Vola Barrage. Like I said earlier, able to stall out the Haman charge and get those 1.3 Vola Barrage rounds. But, of course, Mr. Potato with the speed, able to put the pressure on. We haven't seen any parries on the infinite speed so far and has been able to get barrages pretty reliably out of it. Goes for the Heaven's Judgment, and that's not going to be a lot of damage. But here we're going to see, yep, he knew it was coming. Mr. Potato was out of there when he saw that Vola Barrage. We are going to see a quick pose. Looks like it was a bait. Did work out, but that infinite speed not going to work out because infinite speed not being a very good move, to be perfectly honest with you. I think we'll probably see a speed slice potentially coming out here, but at this point, Mr. Potato just doesn't want to get hit with a Vola Barrage, but he's going to tank one anyway. I think Mr. Potato just lost a stock. Sorry, I heard a noise. I thought something fell down, and I looked back, and Mr. Potato is dead, and Very Cool was already up 1-0, which I don't like, just for the record, at all. On the bright side, Mr. Potato has to lose 4 total stocks to an Aerosmith in order to lose, because he does have to, Very Cool does have to bracket reset to bring this home. So hopefully, Mr. Potato adapts between stock number 1 and stock number 4, and he doesn't lose, because if he does, that would be pretty bad. Like, really bad, actually. Tries to get through the barrage, not working. So far, Very Cool has been pretty effectively avoiding most of the moves that Mr. Potato's been putting out. And once again, as you see, I think that every single time that any of these players has tried to play passive against Very Cool, he's punished hard by just using the pilot, running it over there really quick, and grabbing them. But we are going to see a barrage. That's going to be really good for Mr. Potato, but not quite going to land that infinite speed, and caught by another Vola Barrage. If he keeps getting hit by these, it's not looking pretty for game 1. That's all I'm saying. It is not looking pretty for game 1. All right, does get that time acceleration. I think it's going to be a universe reset, so that's also going to be good. Oh, great parry there. Mr. Potato just taking his time, trying to get that health back, using the, honestly, using the time acceleration pretty well. Does also get a barrage there, but doesn't have his double XL back quite yet, and I'm not sure when he, okay, there he's going to be able to get it off right after that, Heaven's Judgment. Heaven's Judgment, really a good source of damage for Made in Heaven, but also extremely hard to land the move, and we haven't really seen too many times that Mr. Potato's been able to land it against Very Cool. Another barrage coming out here. That's going to be a good amount of damage, and maybe, okay, actually does land the Heaven's Judgment that time. That's going to be a good chunk of damage. Also catches the get up and blocks the Vola Barrage. So really good start off here, for sure. Looks like finally Very Cool for once in his life is on the back foot in one of these matches. Does get hit with another one of those big combos that we've seen that Mr. Potato's been able to pull off that he probably shouldn't be able to pull off, all things considered, when you think about the fact that at the end of the day, these combos aren't true. All of them can be, pretty much all of them can are being started with infinite speed, a move that can be parried. But even with the pressure being put on, boxing spec versus Haman spec, and boxing, you know, it's got a lot going for it. And one of those things is survivability. But is it going to matter? We're at 1-1. This is the cusp of Mr. Potato taking it over Very Cool, but Very Cool with a close spawn, which is going to not let Mr. Potato heal that much back. Does get that speed off, opts to give himself some range, probably the right option. I honestly think that if Mr. Potato just, okay, yeah, great dodge out of that. Not gonna take basically any damage from this Vola Barrage. Does get canceled on that speed slice though, opting to go back, try to heal himself a little bit more, probably the right option.
Aerosmith has a lot of range, as you've been able to see in this tournament. And all of the sets that Very Cool has, he's been making great use of that range. But the thing that we've also been having to take into consider is, oh, he didn't quite dash out there. That's not going to be good for Mr. Potato. I don't know how much damage he's healed back versus how much damage he's been taken from this. As I've been saying, I also don't know if that... oh, okay, that's a good catch. That's really good for Mr. Potato. He needs all the damage he can get here. Isn't gonna get that, isn't gonna be able to get that, what do you call it? The Heaven's Judgment, though. Is gonna get the Uni Reset and heal at the, before it starts. So that's gonna be a lot of health back for Mr. Potato, and definitely gonna put us on an even playing field here for sure. I'm fairly certain that the real kicker here is that Mr. Potato hasn't super been optimizing his combos based on when Very Cool blocks and when he doesn't, because it feels like he's very hungry for the damage. He goes for that Heaven's Judgment most of the time, and then when the Heaven's Judgment doesn't quite play out, he just seems lost, doesn't really know what to do. As well as when it gets when the infinite speed gets parried, it's even worse. And does have speed here, so should be able to get out of the combo. Yep, not going to take any more. What? I stand corrected. An expert turnaround there from Very Cool, reacts to the dash and is able to manage to hit that propeller charge right afterwards. Not sure what in the holy world of hell that Mr. Potato was trying to do there, but whatever it was, it did not work. Tries to catch with the barrage, also not playing out, but did get a little bit and managed to stall out just enough that that Very Cool wasn't able... Oh, okay, good catch with the Heaven's Judgment. That's going to be a good amount of damage. Oh, no. Okay. Also catches with the infinite speed. Doesn't get parried. Another one of those big barrages. Doesn't have him on charge, though. Oh, good block there. That could have been really, really bad. Mr. Potato probably hurting a little bit here for sure. Doesn't manage to get out of the Vola barrage, but isn't going to take any damage from that propeller charge. And at this point, another catch, but not going to be able to combo off of it. And, yep, speed's coming back. Does not get canceled. That's the speed that Mr. Potato needs. I think that Very Cool is definitely on the cusp of his of the end of his stock here, and if he loses this stock, it's done. It's over. That's it. Catches with the Vola barrage though, so not over yet. Nope. All right. First game's going to Very Cool, and we're moving into a game 2 with a bracket reset. Very close game, being taken 2-1 with Very Cool. What's my favorite stand in AUT? It's probably Shadow Dio. Don't ask how I know. Hey, how'd you know that? No, it is Shadow Dio. Shadow Dio is my favorite stand in AUT, definitely. That stand vibes with me. I don't know why. I just really like playing it. It's got some problems, but it's fun. It's really frustrating to play in 1v1s though, because if you get put on the house map, you just lose. Because people keep teleporting out of all of your combos. All right, starting up game 2 here in grand finals with an Aerosmith for some ungodly reason. That was a pretty smart Heaven's Judgment, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that, oh, good catch with the barrage there. I think Mr. Potato's picking up on the fact that his Heaven's Judgments really haven't been landing that often, so opted to do it from far away to try to catch the, Vola barrage while it was happening, and also knowing that the end lag is really low, so he could just hold block at the end of it and still be able to block if he whiffed it, and that's exactly what we saw. A really strong start, definitely, for Mr. Potato so far, and it looks like Very Cool is struggling to get the damage. Another block here. Not sure if that's going to be enough hits to block break. Doesn't have speed, though, so, yep, I was about to say, not going to be able to block any, or not going to be able to avoid any of the follow-ups. Does catch with the speed slice there. Heaven's Judgment, not going to work out. And I think that, okay, yep, I was going to say, we'll probably see double XL or time acceleration come out here. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We've seen that Mr. Potato really in his element during the time accelerations. Honestly, Mr. Potato's combos have been a little bit questionable, especially using infinite speed a lot of the time to try to catch Very Cool and it just getting parried. But what I will say is that Mr. Potato has definitely demonstrated over the course of playing that he's very comfortable in that extremely fast time accelerated state, and something that you don't see from a lot of players while playing. A lot of people, when they get that speed, they're not able to land any moves. They're just kind of running in circles. But Mr. Potato really putting the pressure on while he has the time acceleration active. Gonna block here. Probably about to break the block. Yep, there it is. Does get the block break. And gonna get that, and gonna get the, what do you call it? The propeller charge afterwards, but it looks like gonna cop a barrage for his troubles here, and we don't see a Haman charge, so he's not going to be able to go for, oh, okay, that's a good Heaven's Judgment. We were seeing there that he wasn't gonna be able to go for a Zoom Punch out of the barrage. Right now, I think that Haman charge management versus boxing has been pretty rough here, because Mr. Potato doesn't have too much time to charge a lot of the time, because Very Cool's so good at putting the pressure on. That was a good catch with the barrage there. I think that Very Cool was probably going to go for a Vola barrage there, just like that. Mr. Potato might just have the download here, I'm not going to lie. Yep, there's that first stock, and it seemed almost effortless. Mr. Potato definitely coming in his element here. Not happy that he lost that first game, and just playing really well, coming up with new options to deal with all of the cheese that Aerosmith's been throwing his way, and so far, it's been working out. The speaking of cheese, the piloting behind the wall, and Vola barraging. Out of the range of the pilot there, is able to get the speed move off, which is going to be good. And it looks like, I honestly think that if oh, wow. That's so smart. That's so smart. Uses the speed slice to knock the stand out, and uses the Heaven's Judgment to knock the stand out again. All of these options just slowly coming up with counterplay to deal with all of this nonsense, and it's working. Use that speed slice to knock the stand up by hitting the pilot. Here it comes again. Yep, it's just, you can't use Vola Barrage from that range anymore. You can't do it. If you whip, you're getting hit. You're getting punished. That's what's happening here. Mr. Potato's on you. Like, it's not happening. Time acceleration. This time acceleration could be the wrap up of the match here, to be perfectly honest with you. Mr. Potato usually can get the damage in the time acceleration. Maybe not this time around, though. We've seen some pretty good movement and blocks coming out from Very Cool, so he has been able to avoid a lot of it. But even still, there's a lot of damage, and that could just wrap it up, to be honest. Very Cool on his tournament stock here. I don't think Mr. Potato has too many moves available to him right now, so if that Vola Barrage does come out, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to punish it. Oh, good catch with that, though. Oh, that's going to be really bad. I think Very Cool's done here. I think that's a wrap. I think the Aerosmith dream dies today. Thank God. Oh, what a catch! Oh, my God. You can't say it's not well-deserved. You cannot say it's not well-deserved after watching that. Come on. There it is. Mr. Potato takes it. Learns from the mistakes. What an absolute legend, honestly. Actually crazy. What good adaptation. Came back, just reversed the whole thing, 2-0, no problemo.
Mender alert.
Truly
Pause.
impressive stuff. Mender alert? Did I miss a Mender? That's such an old meme. Can't believe we missed that. Mr. Potato is going to be your Eclipse Tournament number 13 Grand Champion. Shoutouts to Very Cool, no matter how much I ragged on him for getting all the way up to Grand Finals with Aerosmith. That shouldn't happen. Shame on everyone else in the bracket. No, but he was playing well. And of course, McNoodle for coming in third place. And thanks for the rest of you that stopped by. I'll read through donations. Maybe I'll stick around, chat a little bit, and then we'll be done here. See if I missed anything, shall we? Bad Bros resubbed for 4 months. Thank you. Appreciate that. I missed $1 from Frozu, my bad, sorry. I get caught up in commentary and then I just ignore everything else. Just happens. And then $1 from Bad Bros, thank you. I think that's it. What do I think about Vamp Aerosmith? Aerosmith's not good, alright? It's not good. Like, you can make it work. It's usable. Just like, okay, here's the deal. At this point in YBA, I don't think there's any stand in the game other than maybe Tusk Act 1 that's not at least usable. Like, every stand has something. Aerosmith has the Vola Barrage, which apparently block breaks. I don't know when that change came about, but that's pretty good. It has Vola Barrage, and it's got range, and it's like, it does big damage if you manage to hit the moves, right? Like, 34 damage on Propeller Charge is kind of crazy. So, like, it's usable. It's just there's so many better things. I don't think there really are any bad, like, unusable stands anymore. I think most of them have gotten to a point where they're all somewhat usable. Did I notice that it's always night, so Vamp got shadow buffed? Is it always night? Did they break something? It hasn't not been night, so they might have just broken something, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. If they did make it always night, then I don't even understand why they had the Vamp downside if they're just going to make it nighttime all the time. That doesn't make any sense. It's always nighttime in the 1v1s arena, and I think that makes sense. I don't know. Honestly, Vampire has enough problems as it is. I almost feel like you should just be able to M1 with the umbrella. Like, why can't you? Vamp struggles sometimes. If your block gets hit too much, it will break. Yeah, I know it gets broken. Words. I know it gets broken if you take too much damage. I just didn't know that Aerosmith's Vola Barrage did enough damage to break it in one go. I think that might have been a recent change because I've blocked full Vola Barrages in the last, like, 2 months at least and not gotten block broken. So, I don't know. Might have been a shadow nerf or a shadow buff. It might be a shadow nerf to blocks or a shadow buff to Aerosmith, or I'm just brain dead and didn't notice. Am I going to do collabs to commentate tourneys? Maybe. I don't know. I think the main reason that I haven't done that, because I was asked at least once, is I don't want to... It's almost like it's a paranoia thing for sure. I don't want to bring someone on and then... I need to, like, have chemistry, first of all. Like, when you're doing commentary, you need to have chemistry with the other person if they're co-commentating. And so I wouldn't want to bring someone on if, like, I would have to do some sort of trial run with someone if I wanted to do commentary. And doing something like that is kind of hard to set up. So I haven't completely written it off, and it would be a whole lot easier for me if I had a co-commentator. But it's hard. And commentary itself is kind of hard. Like, I think I've gotten a lot better with it since I started, but even still, I've still got problems commentating. I've looked up ways to get better and stuff so that it's more entertaining for you guys. Because, like, to put it in simple terms when it comes to commentary, you need to keep things relevant to the match while keeping things entertaining. And I think people always say the worst kind of commentary is play-by-play commentary, where you just, like, say, wow, look, move happened, did 15 damage. That's like a fallback. If your entire commentary is that, it's trouble. You always have to be talking about things like matchups and that kind of stuff, and information that's relevant to the game. If you're just talking about what's going on the whole time, then that's boring commentary, and that sucks. So I've been doing my best to try to start evolving away from that, because that's a lot of my early commentary was. But yeah. I've been thinking about it, but not right now, at least. Maybe in the future. Anyways, I think that's going to wrap things up. So, congratulations to the winners. Good stuff to Mr. Potato, McDoodle, and Very Cool. And that's going to be it. So, if you enjoyed the stream, you can leave a like. If you're not subscribed already, you can do so. On YouTube. You don't feel pressure to subscribe on Twitch, obviously. And with all that being said, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Good night, guys. Fun time today.